world right now.
Okay.
And boy, everybody got quiet real quick.
Well, we're waiting.
All right, I'm going to mute everyone. So
Okay.
I got to look for my red light. I didn't have it ready to go. Do you see one today? All right, we are live. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. Welcome all of you that are here behind the curtain, so to speak, on Zoom with us. We love having our spiritual family, our spiritual community here together. We invite you to join us on Zoom whenever you can. Go to the Facebook page, Unity Prosperity, scroll, look for the newsletter that comes out every Friday, and within that, you'll find instructions on how to join us. For all of you looking in on social media, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, behind the curtain here on Zoom, welcome in and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, all the moms and all of those who have served in the role of a mother in some way, shape, or form in the life of another. We salute the divine feminine in you, the motherly love that all women bring to this planet. And even some of the, I tell the story every year. Yes, me and my friend Big Mike from the early 2000s, we exchanged Happy Mother's Day to each other already this morning around 5 a.m. His children were uh, disowned by his ex-wife years ago, and he was a mother to three young children and brought them up, and they're close as can be. So happy birthday, Big Mike, or happy Mother's Day, Big Mike. But with that, we're going to dive right into it today. I'm going to invite Danae to come on out and share an opening prayer. You can share your Mother's Day wishes. Um, and you can share your daily word, your prayers, whatever you got for us this morning. Tanae, Reverend Tanae, come on
Hey.
out.
Well, happy Mother's Day, everybody. Today is May 10th, Sunday, 2026. So happy Mother's Day. Um, and the daily word says blessings for mothers. And the affirmation for today, and we'll repeat it 3 times, is I bless and give thanks for the mothers in my life. I bless and give thanks for the mothers in my life. I bless and give thanks to the mothers in my life. I bless and give thanks to the mothers in my life. Today, I celebrate and honor the world's mothers. First, of course, is the mother who nurtured and guided me to be the person I am through her love and example. I also bless those who have shown me a mother's love throughout my life. These special ones may be grandparents, aunts, or other family members, or people who, I'm going to add this in, or people who are not even related to me in the sense of blood. But then we could get into the whole spiritual bloodline, but we're not doing that. This is daily word. Okay, so perhaps a neighbor, a teacher took me under their wing, offering me support and encouragement. I have deep appreciation for them all. On Mother's Day, I bless the mothers and mother figures in my life, and with thoughts of gratitude and love, I send to them. I hold these dear ones greatly and gently in prayer, affirming they know the tender, nurturing love of God as they have so selflessly shared it with me. And our scripture reference today is from the book of Proverbs. It's chapter 3, verse 17, and it reads, "Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace." May the Lord add a blessing to the reading and to the hearing of these words today. God bless all of you. You're muted, Stephen.
Uh-oh. How about that? And God bless all of you. And thank you for that, Reverend Tanae. Appreciate you coming out and sharing. And we're going to dive right in today because we're taking a turn. We finished our series that we were immersed in. And I want to take a look at something we scratched the surface on during Lent. And I want to take a little bit deeper dive into that. And so my talk title today is titled Living in Alignment, Honoring the Body as an Instrument of the Divine. And we scratched the surface during Lent when we were looking at the body temple and some of the other elements from Keep It True Lent by Charles Fillmore. And I want to go deeper into this because I sometimes feel when I have a conversation with others, and I know sometimes within myself, we feel that sense of separation that, hey, my spiritual life seems to be progressing and doing well, but yet we have a sense of disconnection with the physical body as if it's something else. And we even affirm, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, not a human being and all that. But we have to honor it all, body, mind, spirit, and soul. So this morning, I want to talk about something that is deeply spiritual, but not always recognized as such. Something, and I've alluded to it already, that touches every area of our lives, something that influences how we think, how we feel, how we show up, and ultimately how we live. And I want to talk about alignment. We facilitated one of the programs that we do outside of Unity yesterday, and we were talking about this alignment is really a course correction, right? We want to course correct along our way all the time, and that's noticing what we're noticing. And so within alignment, more specifically, living in alignment through the body. And this is really, I feel, a spiritual truth we often overlook. So hang in here with me with this as I share these words with you today. In New Thought, in Unity, and Divine Science, we speak often about the mind all the time. We just did a series on the power within, the power of the subconscious mind. We speak about consciousness, right? We speak about belief and prayer and inner transformation, and rightly so, because everything begins within. But sometimes in our focus on the mind, we forget something essential. We forget that the life of God is expressing not only through our thoughts, but through our bodies as well. This body, this body is not separate from your spiritual life. It is part of it. And I don't know if we all think that way all the time. I know that I had to stretch and make this connection here with what I'm sharing with you today. So hopefully you're picking up what I'm throwing down here a little bit. I just invite you to think about this for a moment. Everything you do in this world, everything, every conversation, every decision, every act of service, every expression of love, it all flows through this physical instrument. Your body is not an obstacle to your spiritual life. It is the vehicle, all right? The vehicle through which your spiritual life is expressed. And when we begin to see the body in this way, everything changes. Because now we are no longer dismissing the body as something secondary. And I think a lot of us tend to do that. Something secondary. We're recognizing it now through this alignment that I'm inviting you to all do. We're recognizing it as sacred, as this sacred holy vessel. We're recognizing it as part of our divine equipment, something entrusted to us, something through which ideas become action, through which love becomes expression, through which purpose becomes reality. And when we truly understand that, we begin to ask different questions. And you know, before we went live, we were talking about being that instrument, and we have a beautiful modeling and demonstrating of that, and Mr. Charles Jones there, allowing himself to be that instrument and finding that purpose, right? But for all of us, when we truly understand all of this, we begin to ask the different questions, not just what do I want to accomplish, but am I supporting the instrument through which that accomplishment must flow? Because the vision, right? We talk about vision a lot. The vision may be spiritual, but the expression is physical, right? The calling may be divine, but the execution happens through this body. And when the instrument is supported, expression becomes more natural, more consistent, more powerful. So the question becomes, how are we stewarding this instrument? Not from guilt, not from pressure, but from awareness. Awareness is key, because stewardship is a spiritual principle. We understand what stewardship means in terms of finances. We understand stewardship in terms of time, right? We have to make good use of our time, be good stewards of time. Stewardship in terms of finances. I'm really proud of the fact that I've been given the stewardship, or through my good stewardship, I get to make all the travel arrangements using the finances of Unity World Headquarters for myself and Tanae, because I have proven and demonstrated that I am a good steward of properly using those finances to book travel in the most economical way. Not everyone can do that. So stewardship. What about stewardship of the body? Think about that. Stewardship of the body. Now let's look at energy and spiritual expression too. I want to talk about energy, because energy matters. Have you ever noticed when your energy is low, everything feels heavier? Decisions take longer, right? I know mine do. Patience is shorter. Oh yeah. I notice Reverend Tanae going in the other room, right? Clarity is harder to access. Discipline feels distant. But when your energy is strong, there's a different presence, a different clarity, a different confidence, a different ability to follow through. So let's make the connection to conscious living. This is not separate from spiritual living, okay? Because conscious living requires presence. It requires awareness. It requires intentionality. And all that is supported by your physical state. So let's look at this through the lens of wholeness, Jesus and wholeness, for instance. When we look at the ministry of Jesus, man, we see something powerful. He did not separate spiritual life from physical well-being. Think about it. He restored wholeness. He spoke to the mind, and he restored the body. Daughter, your faith has made you whole, has healed you. Because wholeness is not partial, wholeness is complete. So we have to consider the hidden impact of disconnection. We got to be honest for a moment. Many people today feel disconnected from their bodies, not intentionally, but gradually, through busyness, through stress, through habits that don't support life, through patterns that have become automatic, right? And over time, that disconnection begins to show up in fatigue, in inconsistency, in lack of follow through, in diminished confidence. And this is not about judgment. I want to be very clear about that. It's not about judgment. This is not about appearance. This is not about comparison. This is about alignment. Because when we are aligned, when we do what's necessary to course correct and be in alignment with the divine I am, physically, mentally, emotionally, body, mind, spirit, and soul, life flows differently. So this is more about the spiritual principle of self-government. Really, at the heart of this conversation is a principle, self-government, the ability to direct our thoughts, the ability to guide our actions, the ability to choose our patterns. This is spiritual maturity. We talk about it in our 11th power, renunciation, right? We talk about it in denials and affirmations. We talk about it when we look to the power of will as the gatekeeper, to choose our patterns, to notice the programming, to notice what we're noticing, and being guided by intention, not being controlled by impulse. And I made a note of something I saw this morning, and I thought this was pretty profound. Let me find it because I want to share it right here. I'm so inspired to share it. And it is a piece that I came across. I didn't read the whole article, but it said the highest form of intelligence. And then I Googled this, and you could Google this, just Google these words. The highest form of intelligence is thinking about your own thinking. I go, wait a minute, where'd that come from? So I Googled that quote, and there's a whole body of writings around that quote. The highest form of intelligence is not how much you know, not how much you've studied, not how many degrees you get. It's thinking about your own thinking. And isn't that what we do here? Isn't that what we're talking about when we say notice what you're noticing? Notice what you're thinking. Notice where your thoughts come from. Where are they originating? They're coming from a belief. Where did the belief come from? So we're thinking about our own thinking on this positive path for spiritual living. And by doing so, we're not controlled by the impulse. We're guided by intention. And so then we have to recognize that small choices make a big impact, right? And all of this that I'm talking about here, the beauty of this, to really grasp it, to really pick up what I'm throwing down, so to speak, is this doesn't begin with big dramatic change. It begins with small, consistent choices. Consistent choices. I always talked about consistent daily actions, consistent choices, choices that say, I am paying attention. I am honoring life within me. I am honoring the divine life that lives me. I am recognizing it. I am seeing it. I am choosing alignment, choosing to be in alignment with it. Because every small choice reinforces identity. And this is where transformation becomes accessible. Because I know we all have some part of our life we would like to transform, whether it's our physical bodies, whether it's our clarity when it comes to our mental processes or our emotions, any of it. We want to experience some form of transformation. And this is so important because, the small step, the consistent steps, because we don't have to wait for some perfect moment. And so often that's what we do. We get ready to get ready to get ready where everything is just right. We don't have to wait for some perfect moment. We don't have to wait until everything is aligned externally. We begin right where we are, wherever you are right now, with one decision, one shift, one moment of awareness, one moment of thinking about your own thinking. And then we repeat it again and again. And what begins as effort becomes habit. And what becomes habit begins to shape identity. And once identity shifts, consistency follows naturally. This is how we make a shift to the pattern, to the paradigm, to the programming. One at a time, as we notice it, I'm operating from this. I need to make a shift here. Small steps, consistently. And that consistency will follow naturally as you do this, because you're no longer trying to do something different. You're becoming someone different. You're in the process of becoming. And that is where true transformation lives. This is the foundation for everything we talk about here, for the be, do, and have model. We're being. What are we being? We're noticing what we're thinking. We're noticing our thoughts. We're noticing where we have to make that shift consistently in our thinking. We're noticing that this is an instrument of the divine and it's coming through us, right? God can only do for us what God can do through us. And you know what? Transformation is not just about behavior. It's about identity, because eh, that identity will influence the behavior. That's where we want to make an impact. We want to influence and impact the behavior, but it's about identity. It's about who you believe yourself to be. When someone begins to see themselves as, I am a person who takes care of my life, everything begins to shift. Decisions shift, priorities shift, consistency shifts. Consistency doesn't so much shift as it improves. That's a better choice of words there. So now here's something powerful. Your body is always communicating, always communicating, always giving feedback. Reverend Tanae is really good at this. She's really good at noticing and asking, what is my body telling me here? What am I supposed to see? What am I supposed to know? What am I supposed to learn? Your body's always communicating, always giving feedback, energy levels, clarity, strength, fatigue, focus. This is not something to ignore. It is something to listen to, because awareness, again, is the beginning of transformation, because the body will tell you things long before the mind acknowledges them. That's what part of wholeness is. Your body, it will signal you when you're out of alignment, or signal you that you have to make a course correction. It'll signal you when you are overextended, when your energy is depleted, when your habits are no longer serving you. And instead of ignoring those signals or pushing through them without awareness, we're invited to become students of our own experience, to ask, what is my body showing me right now? Where is life asking me to pay attention? Where am I being invited into greater alignment? Because awareness is not criticism. Awareness is guidance. And when we begin to listen, we begin to respond differently. And when we respond differently, life begins to change. So today, I'm not asking you to change everything, I'm inviting you into awareness, into alignment, into a deeper relationship with your own life. So we always do the application and action. How do I apply this to my own life? How do I take action this week? So I invite you to, for a simple reflection, just to ask yourself this week, where am I out of alignment? And then ask, what is one small step I can take? Not 10 steps. I know we all want to do that. What is one small step I can take? Not everything at once, not 10 steps, not 9, not 8, just one. Because one leads to another, right? And another, and another. And this is about living differently, a new way of living, not driven by pressure, but guided by awareness. Not reacting, but choosing. And choosing, remember, choosing is within our power of power, becoming aware that we always have a choice, and choosing, which is making the decision, not neglecting, but honoring. So, friends, listen, the life of God is within you, period. Flowing through you, expressing as you, and that life deserves to be honored. Honored. Body, mind, spirit, and soul in every dimension. I have an affirmation here. Janae, you might want to grab this and put it in social media, maybe put it in the chat. And I'll go slow and do it a couple times so we can repeat it. The life of God flows through me in strength, clarity, and vitality. I see Tanae just put it in the chat here if you want to go in and grab it, copy and paste it, or write it down. The life of God flows through me in strength, clarity, and vitality. I honor this life within me. I honor this life within me, and I live in alignment with truth. And I live in alignment with truth in every area of my being. So the whole thing, the life of God flows through me in strength, clarity, and vitality. I honor this life within me. And I live in alignment with truth in every area of my being. And we know this life to be life with an uppercase L, divine life flowing through us. Let us pray. Divine presence, we thank you for the life you are within us. We thank you for the awareness that awakens us. We thank you for the power to choose alignment, to honor this body, to live with intention, and to express your life fully. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Now, I know some of you have to move on, and we honor that, but we're going to move into a time of meditation here. So I invite you to close your outer eyes if you're comfortable doing so, and if you're not watching small children or operating heavy machinery. And we're going to put some music on in the background here to help you settle in. And as soon as I can get it going, I'm going to ask for a thumbs up here. It's going to take a second because everything's moving a little slow. I think even the apps are noticing what they're noticing, and if they want to participate in all of this. So a little bit slow coming on board, but we're just about there. So a little music there in the background. Thank you, Tanae, for affirming that. Okay. All right, so let's take a deep breath together. We're going to deepen into this message here today and come into the stillness. Taking another deep breath in and slowly releasing. Again, breathing in peace and breathing out all tension. Allow your body to soften. Let your shoulders relax. The muscles in your face soften. Let the breath become slow and steady, not really controlling it, but just allowing it to slow. Now bring your awareness into the body, not thinking about it, but feeling it, your awareness within. Present within it, aware of it. Notice your posture, notice your breath. Notice the simple fact that life, divine life, is moving through you right now, living you, breathing you. There is a divine intelligence animating every cell, sustaining every function, flowing through every system. Now gently bring your awareness to the heart and simply feel the presence of life within you. Now affirm softly within with me, the life of God flows through me. This life sustains me. This life strengthens me. Now allow that awareness to expand. Feel that life moving through your entire body. From the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Now gently ask within, where am I being invited into greater alignment? No judgment, only awareness. Now imagine a gentle light moving through the body, bringing balance, bringing renewal, bringing harmony. Anywhere that there has been tension, it softens. Anywhere there has been fatigue, it restores. Anywhere there has been disconnection, it reconnects. Now affirm within, I honor the life within me. I live in alignment with truth. I am guided into right action. Feel that. Rest in that. Allow that to become real for you. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, affirm, I am aligned in mind, body, and spirit. and gently return to your surroundings, carrying this awareness with you. And so it is. And so we let it be. Amen. Before we disconnect from our social media feed, I just want to double check and see if there's any comments or questions this week, Danae, that you see out there from this feed that we have to address. I know we get to them. Go ahead.
Just said not yet.
Okay, great. We'll check those throughout the week. So we want to thank you for looking in on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, and whatever ministry is sharing this video here today. Feel free to reach out to us, Unity Prosperity, and we'll reconnect back with you. So thank you for being here today. Next week, we are live in person in our space on the Emerald Coast of Florida in Fort Walton Beach, 105 Lewis Street. So we invite you out if you're local. If not, note that our time changes next week, allowing for those that are local to get into our facility and travel and come and be with us. So we will be here at 10 Central Time, 11 Eastern. It's next week only on May 17th or whenever we're live in our space. So that's next week. For now, we say thank you. Thank you for being here. Happy Mother's Day. We appreciate you. We bless you. We behold the Christ in you. And on behalf of Reverend Danae and myself, we wish for you an infinitely spectacular day. God bless you.